Okay, let's dive into one of the most incredible, most daring captures in all of naval history. It's this amazing true story of pure guts, some serious ingenuity, and a single decision that really did help change the course of World War II.
But seriously, just stop and think about that question for a second. Would you? Because on June 4th, 1944, a handful of American sailors, well, they were about to answer that exact question. Not with words, but with their actions.
I mean, look at how fast this all went down. We're talking about 16 minutes. In just 16 minutes, what started as a routine hunt turns into this once-in-a-century opportunity. A German U-boat, the U-505, gets hit, it's forced to the surface, and the German crew starts bailing out. Every single second is crucial here. And this is the scene. Just picture it. A tiny little whaleboat carrying only 8 guys is just gunning it towards this massive enemy war machine. And the U-boat isn't just sitting there waiting. No way. It's crippled, it's circling like a wounded animal, it's actively sinking, and, as they're about to find out, it is absolutely packed with explosives.
But here's the thing. This wasn't some spontaneous, reckless act of bravery. So you have to ask, why would anyone even attempt something this insane? Well, it all started with a radical idea from one American captain.
129 years. That's how many years it had been since the U.S. Navy had last boarded and captured an enemy ship at sea. 129 years, all the way back to the War of 1812. This kind of thing, it just wasn't done in modern warfare. The man with this crazy idea was Captain Daniel Gallery. See, just a few weeks earlier, he'd watched another U-boat, the U-515, sink to the bottom of the Atlantic. And while everyone else was celebrating a kill, Gallery, he saw total missed opportunity. A treasure trove of enemy secrets, code books, new technology, all of it just gone forever. He swore he would not let that happen again. And this slide just lays out the difference perfectly. On one side, you've got standard Navy protocol. Find the sub, sink the sub. Simple, deadly, effective. But on the other side, you've got Gallery's Wilds plan. Don't sink it. Wound it. Keep it afloat just long enough for a team to get on board and literally steal all its secrets. And the risks? They were astronomical. I mean, German U-boat crews were drilled to scuttle, to sink their own subs. They'd throw open these massive sea valves to flood the whole thing and light the fuses on timed demolition charges to blow it apart. The American boarding party had maybe a 3 to 5 minute window to get inside, stop the flooding, find and disarm the bombs, and secure the entire vessel, all while it's actively sinking right out from under them. So, okay, let's jump back to June 4th. The moment of truth is here. We're going inside U-505 with that small American team as they literally drop into the belly of the beast. The man leading the charge was Lieutenant Albert David, and get this, he wasn't some kind of commando. He was an engineering officer. He knew pipes, he knew valves. He was the very first man down the hatch, plunging into this dark, flooding, chaotic mess as seawater is spraying everywhere and the deck is tilting like crazy. Just 8 men. That was it. That was the whole team. 8 guys against a 250-foot German submarine that's filled with who knows what in a race against time and the entire Atlantic Ocean. And that's how long they thought they had. 5 minutes. 5 minutes to solve problems they'd only ever seen in textbooks before that submarine flooded completely and took every single one of them with it to the bottom. Now, this number is where the story gets truly unbelievable. 13. As these guys were scrambling through dark, oily, flooding compartments, this is how many live demolition charges they found. 13 timed bombs hidden all over the sub. And every single one of them was ticking. So you gotta understand, they were doing everything all at once. It was pure chaos. One guy finds this massive sea strainer. We're talking a foot-wide hole just pouring ocean water into the sub and somehow manages to get it closed. At the same time, other guys are hunting for those bombs, disarming them in near total darkness. And all this is happening while the U-boat is still circling under power and even crashes into one of their own ships. Against every possible odd, they did it. They actually saved the submarine. So, was it worth it? What made this unbelievable risk worthwhile? Well, let's talk about the intelligence jackpot they were about to uncover. First off, the Holy Grail, the big one. Not 1, but 2 intact Enigma machines, and they got them with all the codebooks and all the rotors. This was a game changer, allowing the codebreakers at Bletchley Park to read Germany's top-secret naval messages for months. They also found Germany's newest, deadliest secret weapon, acoustic homing torpedoes. Think about that. These things, called Zaukoning, could literally listen for a ship's propellers and steer themselves right into it. Capturing them intact meant the Allies could finally figure out how they worked and, even better, how to build something to defeat them. And, it wasn't just the big-ticket items. All told, the team hauled out an incredible 900 pounds of classified material. We're talking charts of U-boat patrol routes, secret orders, signal books. Basically, they grabbed the entire playbook for the German submarine war effort. Now, capturing the sub was one thing, but the real victory, the thing that would make it all count, hinged on one critical element: total secrecy. The intelligence was priceless, but only if the Germans never, ever knew their codes had been broken. And the stakes just could not have been higher. The head of the entire U.S. Navy, Admiral King, gave Captain Gallery a chilling warning. Look, the D-Day invasion is just 2 days away. If word of this gets out and Germany changes its codes, the damage to the Allied landings could be absolutely catastrophic. Thousands and thousands of lives were hanging in the balance. But the secret held, and the intelligence from U-505 started paying off almost immediately. The Allies could read U-boat traffic during the Normandy invasion. They could reroute entire convoys of ships away from hidden wolf packs. They could hunt enemy subs with pinpoint accuracy. They even developed a countermeasure for those acoustic torpedoes, a decoy called Foxer, that saved countless Allied ships and sailors. And what happened to U-505? Well, after being secretly towed to Bermuda for study, she had this improbable second life. After the war ended, she actually toured the country to help raise money. And then, in 1954, in an amazing feat of engineering, she was hauled across land to Chicago, where she became a permanent museum exhibit you can still see today. And the hero who led that charge? Lieutenant Albert David. He tragically died of a heart attack before he could receive his award, but he was posthumously given the Medal of Honor. And his was the only one awarded to any sailor in the entire Atlantic theater of the war. That tells you just how unique and incredible his bravery really was. The secret of U-505's capture was kept by 3,000 sailors to help win the war. It was a story hidden in silence. And it just makes you wonder, what other incredible stories of courage are still out there, hidden from history, just waiting to be told? And which ones do you think deserve to be remembered the most?